Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the Split Labs channel. Today is Friday, March 20th, 2026. And as always, before we jump into our NBA best bets, I have to let you guys know this video is completely powered by Split Labs because we built you the exact tool that we wanted to use as sports bettors. Split Labs shows you public betting, splits, line movement, market signals across all major sports in one place. If you want to see what the crowd is doing, where the line is going, and what the market is hinting at, that's literally what we do every single day. Head over to the link in the description and the pinned comment. Splitlabs.net, use promo code YouTube for 50% off your first month to get access to everything that you'll see here today on the board as I dive into the data and go through my NBA best bets for this Friday. All right, before we jump in, let's go over a recap of how we did yesterday. Quickly celebrating wins, never apologizing for losses because it's just a part of the game. We had yesterday the Wizards under 230.5. That was a W. Wizards didn't show up, as we know, and then obviously with the lack thereof of Cade being out for an extended period of time, Detroit, just offensively it was a little off. That cashed comfortably. Lakers over 241.5 cashed comfortably as well. The Lakers are just wow. I'm so glad that I didn't fade them yesterday because I would have been so upset. Again, that team is just on a tear right now. Sixers under 227.5. Didn't even come close. They blew that out the water between the Kings. I mean, the Sixers were putting up so many points, and then the Kings, when they're on, they're on. So 2-1 yesterday. Not bad. Let's continue to focus on the week and close it out strong. Moving into today's slate, let me bring you guys into a closer view so we can dive into the matchups today. We got some ugly games on the board. I think that's just a part of NBA right now. I think the game that I want to get started with here, I'm seeing some sharp money on this Knicks versus Nets game. Battle of New York, so why not? Let's start off with that. I'm seeing some trends towards the Nets right now, which is a little concerning. But let's talk about it. All right, Knicks heading into Brooklyn. We've got, this is no surprise to anybody, they're currently a minus 2,000 money line. The Knicks are going to win this game, right? 75% of bets, 91% of money on the Knicks minus 17.5. I'm pretty surprised given the how large this spread is that people are comfortably, the public is comfortably jumping on this high of a line, but that also tells you how not respected the Brooklyn Nets are, and I align with that. Not a good team at all, and their injury report is terrible. I mean, your best players are out, so yeah, it makes sense. How are the Nets putting points? Yeah, people are trusting the Knicks more. It makes sense. It opened at a minus 18. It's trending towards this Brooklyn Nets with a minus 17.5. Not saying much. 0.5 of movement. I mean, are we really going to read into that? No, we're not. We're not going to place a pick on this yet. 92% of bets, 98% of money on the New York Knicks money line, even though it is at a minus 2,000. Opened at a minus 2,200. Is it even worth talking about this right now? You're not betting on it, guys. Come on. Do not. Don't even toss in a parlay. I don't care. We strive for smart betting over here at Split Labs. Don't even look at it. This is a game that we completely avoid when it comes to like the money line, to be honest, even the spread. Terrifying numbers here. Terrifying numbers on the board here. And then we got the total here. This is probably what we're going to lean into. 214.5. Currently 62% of bets on the over 214.5 with only 37% of money. It opened at a 214. It has not moved. So regardless of what you play right now, as of 10:14 a.m., and it's still really early, you're getting the open line movement. So this is fantastic. One thing to note, Split Labs is showing some sharp money coming in on this under. We've got 63%. So people are feeling really confident in this over or under 214.5. So it's putting the books in a really great place, right? You got the public on one side, the sharps on another. What can go wrong? Why move the line? Knicks are coming in on a 4-game win streak. Nets are abysmal. 5-game loss streak, losing games by about an average of 13.7. They're not good whether they're home or away. It's just not a good ball club at all. So where does this leave us? When did the Nets play the last time? 3:18 they played, and the Knicks played 3:17. So both of these teams are coming in well rested. That's a positive. I mean, it's a battle of New York, and that always comes with some excitement, regardless of, the landscape of the Nets. I just don't know if I feel comfortable playing an under in this type of matchup, right? Because you put the Knicks against the Nets in any capacity, and New York's going to go wild. And I think they have that mutual respect between each other to like put on a good game, put on a battle of New York, and really, show out for the fan base entirely. And we know the Knicks, right? They're going to compete regardless. They're not going to take their foot off the gas just because it's the Brooklyn Nets. On top of that, it's, right down the street. New Yorkers, don't kill me for that. But like still, you know what I mean? So I'm going to go with this over 214.5 and follow the public just because I think the Nets are going to compete with the Knicks. I don't think they're just going to roll over. It's the Battle of New York. This is always a highly marketed game. And I'm going to go with this over 214.5. I'm not going to read into any of this line movement moving into the Brooklyn Nets because the Knicks are priced accordingly. The Knicks should not and will not lose this game. They're a minus 2,000 money line for a spread, or for a reason. It's just not going to happen. So I don't have this being an upset spot. Neither should you guys. The books are pricing this accordingly and telling you everything that you need to know. The Knicks are going to win this game. This is not the game that you bet on thinking that you're having your dog of the day. Promise. All right, moving into the next game, we've got, should we do the Pistons coming in on a back-to-back? Let's do it. We've got Golden State Warriors versus Detroit Pistons. 54% of bets, 63% of money on Golden State +5. It opened at a +6.5, now sitting at the +5. So good thing for Warriors bettors. The books are respecting, those bets coming in there. Same thing with the money line. 75% of bets, 87% of money on Detroit Pistons. We should note this for sure just because it opened at a -238. It's now sitting at a -210, and it is trending towards the Warriors pretty significantly. You're getting from a +195 to a +176 with only 25% of bets. That's definitely something worth noting. And then the total here we've got, and it treated me well yesterday, avoiding like picking an actual matchup. I don't know if I'm going to keep doing that. I feel like I'm jumping the channel. So we're going to commit to some size here today. But on the over, we have 217.5 with 63% of bets, 67% of money coming in. And the line has not budged whatsoever. Again, this is kind of one of those spots the Wizards just played yesterday. Warriors are coming in a little bit more rested. Same thing. I definitely saw a tweet that was like, the Warriors don't want to tell you yet, but Stephen Curry is out for the year. That would break my heart. It feels that way though. You're just waiting for that guy to return. He's so fun to watch. Jimmy Butler's out. Like, this team is just not in good form. And then, as we know, Detroit, they're missing Cade. So what do we have here? This is trending towards a Warriors upset, but I don't necessarily know if I want to lean into that just because I feel like we're being priced towards the fact that the Pistons are coming in on a back-to-back, right? I do think the Warriors are going to overperform though. The lines are moving in their favor. And I think what that's going to make me do is, and you know how I feel about teams on a back-to-back and taking that over, I'm going to take this over 217.5 because I see that I know that the line's not moving, and typically I would fade this. But given where the board is, like it's all over the place on the spread, the books need the Warriors. On the money line, the books need Detroit. They're in a really good spot. Even though we're not seeing 50-50 matchups, the public is clearly torn between like who wins this game outright versus who's actually going to cover. So I think that means the Warriors overperform. And what that means for us is we're going to take a team total on the Warriors. So let's see. We've got an over 106.5 on the Warriors. That number is low. I am looking forward to it. Give me the over 106.5 on the Warriors team total. And give me an overall 217.5 on this matchup as well. I think there will be pace, even though the Pistons were on a back-to-back yesterday and their game went under against the Wizards. The Warriors, when they want to, I've bet the Warriors over before, and they've burnt me terribly with this current rotation. But I think, we do know that they can compete. They're scrappy. Porzingis is in the lineup now. I think we'll see better ball movement, things like that. And then the Pistons, they're coming in with the intent that they beat the Wizards, yes, but they're coming in with the intent that they're a well-oiled machine coming in on a back-to-back, right? They just played last night. Clearly they weren't, doing enough to push the total over yesterday, but I think today they will. I think we're expected to see some shots hitting today and going from there. So give me the overall over 217.5 there as well. All right, one more game on the board. What do we have that looks enticing here? We can do the Raptors versus the Nuggets, maybe. We've got Toronto coming into Mile High, 55% of bets, 54% of money on Denver -7. It's been a little bit since I looked at a Denver Nuggets game after they kept disappointing me. How's their streaks looking right now? Yeah, all of their losses I feel like are games that I personally took, and they ruined my night. Just kidding, not really. All right, 55% of bets, 54% of money on Denver -7. We're just not seeing any movement in the spread right now. Not terrible or anything that I'm going to read into, just because it is kind of still in that pick'em phase. On the money line, we have it opened at -270, currently sitting at a -260. A little concerning just because we're seeing 86% of bets, 90% of money on Denver Nuggets money line. Also, they're only a -260. That is a territory where I know public and I don't want to say less educated bettors, but people that really enjoy parlays and things like that and kind of just want to increase the odds of their ticket. This is kind of that territory where I could see somebody throwing in a -260 money line into a parlay and being okay with it because it increases the payout. We don't recommend that at Split Labs. But I don't know if this line is priced appropriately for taking 90% of the money. I'd say that's my current red flag there. And then on the total, we're sitting at an over 238.5 with 66% of bets, 91% of money on over 238.5. It opened at a 232.5. So we're missing out on 6 points here pretty late to the number. This is absolutely an opportunity for you to line shop, and why line movement is so important. I think one of the biggest misconceptions with splits is that people will see the final live numbers and all of this money on this, over 238.5, this spread, whatever the case may be, and they might lose by, a couple points or whatever the case may be, and then think, oh, splits don't matter. It's all about, I promise it's all about the adjustments in the lines and things like that. So please, if you're going to play this over, please line shop it. For the sake of this video, I obviously can't bring you guys down to something extraordinary, but please be cautious of that. So what's our reads here? To be honest, this feels like possibly a Raptors cover. Just because, and let's say Denver's winning by an average of 12 points in their last 10, not so much. Raptors, on the other hand, last 5, winning at about 4.6 overall in the last 10, about 3.5. Performing better home, and then Denver, wow, pretty even. All right, cool. Toronto's coming in on a 3-game win streak though, so I do think that's something worth noting. It's definitely something worth noting that they're coming in on the 3-game win streak. The Nuggets are not, and it's a pretty significant spread. I think that in itself just actually changed the landscape of this game for me, because now it does feel like a Denver win. Maybe they don't cover, but I think Denver might win. Clearly, the books are pricing for a Raptors loss if they're a -7 spread against the team coming in on a 3-game win streak is a little concerning there, guys. So I'm not going to take the Raptors. What I will do, just looking at their latest numbers, they won by 139, 119, and 122. I just want to see really quickly what their team total is for the Raptors and see if there's anything that we can kind of land on there. Anything that I feel comfortable with. It's currently a 115.5. That's really low. That's really low. Who's not like salivating at that number right now for a team that just won by 139, 119, 122? They missed there. So maybe they're overperforming a little bit in their last three, but that feels like such a easy number when you're just looking at kind of their recent form, which makes me feel like the Nuggets actually are the ones that put up the points here. Let me see. Denver's team total is currently sitting at a 122.5. They didn't hit that there. They barely hit it there. Barely. Okay. I think we're just, I can't get a strong read on the team total overs. I think the Denver Nuggets are going to win this. I don't necessarily know if they cover. They have not covered against the teams that I've lately put them against. So I'm just going to go overall over. It's not my favorite number. It's not my favorite number, but I don't have a strong read on who's actually coming up with these points. The Raptors team total line being really low makes me lean that it's the Nuggets putting up all of these points. But overall, I'm just not going to read too much into it. Give me the over 230. Let's do 237.5 and buy back some points a little bit. And we'll call it a day with that one. So with that, those are my reads for today, guys. And as always, if this video helped you at all, please feel free to like the video, subscribe, and put your best bets in the comments. I always love when you guys do that so I can read and see what you guys are on. Let me know if there's anything that maybe I landed on that you disagreed with or anything that you liked and you're tailing. And if you want access to everything that you saw in this video today as I analyzed my NBA best bets today, head over to the link in the description and the pinned comment, splitlabs.net. Use promo code YouTube for 50% off your first month and lock in with us. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Have a fantastic weekend.